2. 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the spirit should start. You gotta have heart. Mustn't sit around and moan. Nothing's half as bad as it may appear. God is here, so there's hope. When your luck is batting 0, get your chin up off the floor. You know the spirit is your hero. It can open any door. There's nothing to it, just do it. You gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First you gotta have heart. When your luck is batting 0, get that chin up off the floor. You know the spirit is your hero. It can open any door. There's nothing to it, just do it. You gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First you gotta have heart. Yes, you gotta have heart. First you gotta have heart. Yeah. Maestro John.
And what a special day we have today. John Gessner from our congregation. You know Cheryl Ann
Thank
McKinley,
you.
Jack Wood, and Katie Lancaster. We might want to kidnap all of you. Amber is away in Iowa visiting with her family. So we send our love to her because she so deserves some time off, and even though she loves what she does, as do I. So, good morning.
Good morning.
If you're here for the first time, you're our guest, and we would like to give you a special warm welcome. Not to single you out, but just to say welcome to Unity in the Valley. Is there anyone here for the first time? Okay. Well then, everybody's thoroughly familiar with everything that's going to happen, right? That's why I keep looking at Amber going, what's next? What's next? Okay, let us get centered and open with a prayer. Oh, thank you, sweet Spirit, for bringing us here. We know wherever we are in our right and perfect place. Each one of us is here by divine appointment. And so we open our minds and our hearts to allow the sweet energy of love and wisdom, kindness, flow through us. And as it flows, it circulates in the room, and we are lifted. And we are grateful to be a part. Thank you, sweet, sweet Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
Well, those of you that can stand up and sing with me, and the rest sing with me too. You guys know this better than me. Day by day, day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see Thee more clearly, love Thee more dearly, love Thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see Thee more clearly, love Thee more dearly, follow Thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: see Thee more clearly, love Thee more dearly, follow Thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: see Thee more clearly, love Thee more dearly, follow Thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by
Please join me in our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And our vision is a world of spiritually awakened hearts and minds. And our mission is we are creating a joyful community on a spiritual pathway to peace and love through fellowship, classes, music, and services. And so it is. Please be seated. I'm going to zip through some announcements. What is not in your bulletin is regarding our community book that several of you have offered to write your stories, and they're starting to come in. And what I thought might have been a harebrained idea in the beginning is turning out to be an extraordinary project. So you are amazing people, and you can start getting your stories to me. If you need to dictate your story, I'm available. I used to be a reporter. I can type really fast, and I have to be sort of accurate too. But don't worry, you will have the last word on your story. You can be anonymous when you submit it, or you can place your name on it. There are several snowbirds who are participating in this project. So when they come back in October-ish, then all of the authors will come together and we will begin to make decisions regarding how we want to publish this book, whether to do it in-house, whether to do it on Amazon Kindle, or however. So that's to be determined. And if you have any questions, just tackle me after the service, okay? All right. Course in Love is on Zoom on Mondays. And if you would like to participate, it's never too late to get started in that. Then see Elaine right here in the front who's doing our video this morning, and she will connect you with the Zoom link. We have a healing prayer circle on Tuesdays at 11. Everyone is welcome. This is not an exclusive group. It's whoever shows up. And it usually goes about an hour. You can pray or simply hold a high watch. If you have a prayer request and you can't make it, then we have a prayer box in the back. Just write your request, drop it in there, and we will share that request in the circle on Tuesday. Men's breakfast is coming up this Tuesday.
No, we're postponing it until August.
Oh, you're postponing it. Okay. Men's breakfast is not meeting this Tuesday. It is being postponed. So just ignore that. The women's breakfast is August 3rd. Is that correct, Peggy?
So far as I know.
Okay. At 8:30, women's breakfast is at the Arizona Family Restaurant in the back, where you have more privacy. Okay. On Thursday, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, which is a class that we have started. You can come, even if you missed the first one, this is Come As You Are. The only thing I ask is that you read the book, if at all possible, because there's a lot of information in there and it's sequential. It begins to build on itself. And we want to spend more time in discussion in this class and not so much on reading word for word together. So it's a combination book study and class and dialogue. Okay, I think that's it for today.
What chapter are you on?
We're on chapter 2. Chapter 2. We started with chapter 1. I'll say the introduction has a whole lot of information. It's an overview. So if you get the book and you read the introduction, you go, well, this really isn't for me. Amazon might take it back. I don't know. Okay. And now Sylvia is going to share our daily word.
Namaste. I am a loving, caring presence. Just as the sun shines on everyone and everything, I am a loving presence to everyone I meet. My kind actions, welcoming smile, compassionate actions, all spring from the love that is part of my divine identity. Being a loving presence draws me closer to God and to all people. I want to share the love I have known throughout the seasons of my life, having heights of triumphs and joys and the depths of loss and suffering. God is love, and so am I. No matter who I meet or what they're going through, I am loving. I bring support, kindness, solace, comfort, and share them lavishly without thought of reciprocity. I am the hands and the heart of God in this world. Romans 13, owe no one anything except to love one another. For the one who loves another has fulfilled the law.
Let me sing this.
You guys know this better than me, so let's sing Higher Ground together. Holy Ground. I wasn't up at 5. This is holy ground. is present, where love is, it's holy. This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. Love is present, where love is, it's holy. These are holy hands. We're given holy hands. Love works through these hands, so these hands are holy. These are holy hands. We're given holy hands. Love works through these hands, so these hands are holy. These are holy lips. We're given holy lips. Love speaks through these lips, and so these lips are holy. This is holy time. We're given holy time. For love is here, so this time is holy.
And now we enter more deeply into this holiness and awareness of the sacred now moment, and awareness of the love that circulates among us, that heals us, that reminds us of the truth that there's nothing to fear. Reminds us of what a beautiful day this is. And so we allow the Spirit to have its way with us. We open our minds to hear what Spirit would have us hear, to feel what Spirit would have us feel. We are in a flow of holy presence. It washes over us and through us, and we are grateful. We know we are the beloved of God, just as every person is. Not only every person, but everything, for there is only love. So let us spend some time now, each of us in our own way, communing with this divine presence as we take a few moments in the silence. Thank you, sweet Spirit. Thank you for this time of remembering, reconnecting. And so we lift our eyes now and prepare to embrace the remainder of this day, saying yes to life and yes to what you have called us to be, which is no less than a light in the world. This is our prayer, it is our decree, and so it is. And so we let it be. Amen, amen, and amen.
There's a place that I go where the sycamores grow, daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away, and the glow of the evening sun. Peace when the day is done. If I could go there real late, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. I don't have to worry none. When you find peace of mind, leave your worries behind. Now don't say that it can't be done. With a new point of view, life's true meaning comes to you, and the freedom you seek is one. Peace is for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. This could be cliche Sunday. As I was preparing, stuff just started coming, one cliche after another. When I was in elementary school, high school, I was known as the queen of cliche. And if the shoe fits, time sure flies when you're having fun. That's right. Today is the first day of Never do today
What you
Put
can
off till
what
tomorrow.
you can put off till tomorrow. Unfortunately, that's one that I took to heart. I've long known I work best under pressure. So I will create that pressure by procrastinating. Procrastination's a real thief, and I'll get to that in a little while. There are all kinds of ways we procrastinate. There's stuff we put off in the outer. Like I've been here 2 years, I still have unpacked boxes scattered about the garage with books that I may have read or may never read, but I've got them just in case. Can't find them, but they're somewhere in a box. I'll put off organizing the garage to another day.
It's too hot.
It's too hot, yes. Thank you for that excuse, I like that. And then there's stuff on the inner. There's that relationship that needs to be healed. I'll give that person a call tomorrow. There's that forgiveness work. I need to forgive. Well, they don't know I'm holding a grudge. I'll let that be till later. Right? What happens when we procrastinate is it comes around and around and around, demanding our attention. Time management experts say there are 4 ways that we direct our attention. The first one is, it's urgent and it's important. And those of you who have busted skylights from the storm 2 weeks ago, that was urgent. And it's important if you want a dry house to address your attention to that. Urgent and important. And then there's urgent, but not important. Let's say you sit down to read a book or to meditate and the phone rings. You know, when the phone rings, we're like Pavlov's dogs. Jump. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put it? That's me. Where's my phone? I used to have a message on my phone that says, I'm sorry, I've lost my phone. I'll call you back. Because more times than not, that was the truth. Urgent, there's that sense of urgency, but it's really not important. So when I get to the phone and I find it, it's a scam call. Urgent, not important. And then there's not urgent, but important. It may not be urgent for me to do laundry today. However, doing laundry is important. You can only make so many trips to Walmart to get your necessities. And then there's not urgent and not important. In my life, when I observe my own behavior, I tend to bounce between urgent and not important and not urgent and not important. And I wear myself out so much on doing the urgent but not important that my energy will get depleted, my creativity goes out the window, my enthusiasm goes kaput, so that I just want to sit on the couch. And that's the not urgent and not important part. And it just feels like a reward. As a result, the important stuff often does not get done. So in working with these energies, I want to be the best I can be. And I know you want to be the best that you can be. I'll tell you a little story. John, and just love your playing. Thank you for sharing with us, as you have in the past from time to time. When I was a child, my grandmother had a big old upright piano. And I loved to play that. I would come home from elementary school and peck out "Good King Wenceslas" with one finger. You know, I would play it. One day I came home from school because I went to my grandmother's house and the piano wasn't there. Talk about a trauma. I cried and cried and cried. And I remember hearing my mother and the adults talking, well, I never dreamed you'd have such a reaction. My little kitty mind just said, have you not been paying attention? That's what I live for when I come home from school. As a result of that, I always wanted to play the piano. I've had 2 of those big upright pianos in my life. I've paid someone to teach me piano twice. I bought all the self-help books and tried to teach myself. And then I just started playing black and white notes. The black ones primarily. I liked that sound. And I never learned to play the piano. The last big piano I had was in my home in Virginia. And it was downstairs in the den. I had a walkout den. The piano was down there. And eventually, the corner between the doors, the atrium doors that went out, and the piano right here, that corner got filled with all kinds of stuff. I would stand and I'd look at that piano and I'd say, oh, okay, I'm gonna learn to play that piano. I'm gonna clean out that corner, all that clutter in the corner that the piano hid. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. I would stand in the den, which had dark paneling, and I would say to myself, I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna paint this. 5 years later, standing there, I'm gonna paint this. Well, the first thing to actually painting it was to get rid of the piano. I decided to release it. And then this is how it goes. Talking to self. Well, how are you going to do that? Self. Well, I figure it's worth X amount of dollars. Other self. And, well, I could put an ad in the paper. Which paper? And I'm thinking back then, well, I could put it in the Thrifty Nickel. It was one of those little rags, you know, before they had Craigslist. Or maybe I'll put it in the Washington Post, yeah. And then self continues down the path. Now, when do I have time to write up an ad, to call the newspaper, to send the check? Never did it. Piano just sat there year after year. When I moved from Virginia, I had to pay somebody $200 to come and get this big piano. But I never gave up on the dream. The corner got all cleaned out, finally. So much so that right before I moved here, I was doing some work with a church, a local church in the area. And this woman happened to mention that she had a Roland electrical piano. I said, really? She said, yeah, I'm looking to get rid of it. You can have it if you want it. And I thought, yes, I will take that piano, I'll put it in the study, and I will play that piano. She said, well, the only thing about it is it's missing a chord. And I thought, okay, I can find a chord. Got the piano, set it up in the study. You know the rest. Never got a chord. Never got a chord. Moving here, it moved on. It did not come with me. So I tell you all this stuff because I don't believe I can have an experience that you haven't had, and vice versa. That's what transparency means. That's what honoring our oneness really means. I have empathy because I've been there and done that. Okay, the thing about procrastination, as I said earlier, it keeps coming. Whatever is laid on your heart to do will keep coming around until you do it. Or else you get honest with yourself and give it up, as in the piano. Do you know I spent some time in Italy in 2005. I spent 2 months there. And oh, it was a glorious time. But I intentionally said, I'm gonna pack light. I'm gonna pack light. Next thing you know, I'm dragging these 2 huge suitcases, plus a backpack, plus a purse, all of this stuff through all of these airports in order to get, and train stations, to get to Assisi. And then, of course, on the way back, same thing in reverse, except more, because now I have all these souvenirs and all these gifts for people. And I remember the fellow travelers, all they had was a backpack. I thought, how did they do that? The little answer came, well, Donna, they don't pack 5 pairs of shoes to choose from with every outfit. Keep it flowing. Be in the now. And that way your mind is free to respond to spirit. You're not looking around preoccupied with what you coulda, shoulda, woulda done. You do it. Just do it, as Nike says. Just do it. Oh, I still struggle. Here are how I get caught up. These are how I get caught up. Thinking about it. Oh, I can sit and think and think and think. I can think about exercising. I can think about buying jogging shoes. I can think and think and think, and that's gratification enough. Why do it? I've already thought it through. Why do it? Another reason is when we set our intentions, maybe we don't really own them. Maybe we don't. It's what we should do. It's what somebody we admire, want to emulate does. And so we say, I'll do it. 2 weeks later, why do it? Right? We think our way right out of it, just like I did with the newspaper ad and the piano. The other trap is, well, I'm not going to paint watercolors today. I'm not inspired. I'm going to wait for the inspiration. The last time I did an inspired painting was 2.5 years ago. That one really was. I was 3 in the morning and Spirit said, get up and go paint. And I said, now? Get up and go paint. And I did. And it was so cathartic for me at the time. It's one time I did not procrastinate. Inspiration. You think inspiration's going to lead you to do the thing, and then you'll be disciplined to keep doing it. My perspective is it's just the opposite. Discipline yourself to do the things that you know are in your highest interest, and the inspiration will come. Okay, now I expect everybody in this room to hold me accountable. I can tell it already. If you cleaned out your closet yet, if you have you taken those clothes to Goodwill yet? Oh, I'll do it. So I want to end by telling you about this place in Nashville, Tennessee, where I'm from. A couple of others of you are also from Nashville. When I was in college, there was a little street called Elliston Place. It was by Vanderbilt University. And there was a little bar and music venue called the Exit Inn. At the Exit Inn, I saw Steve Martin, Martin Mull, Jim Carrey, all kinds of people. The Exit Inn had a sign out front with a marquee, kind of like we have out by our drive. And one day it said, "Free beer tomorrow." Everybody comes flooding in the next day, expecting a free beer. And the manager said, "Well, didn't you see the sign? It says free beer tomorrow." That went on until people caught on it. Because I'll tell you, there was no such thing as a free beer in that place. Absolutely not. When we procrastinate, what we're doing is keeping our good at bay. Keeping our spirits in bondage to the past, to the intention and the disappointment of letting yourself down. There is no such thing as a free beer tomorrow. The only time you're going to get a free beer is now. Is now. So when I look at all those boxes in my garage, when I look at that pile of shoes in my closet thinking, you know, Donna, you really should organize those. This little voice says, yes, and you'll have a free beer tomorrow. So stay in the flow. Just do it. And then you won't have anxiety. You won't have depression. You won't have this unconscious sense of disappointing yourself. These are things I have learned. Now, what do I have to do? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. And that's it for Cliche Sunday.
Sing with me. Namaste. God in me stay. All is beautiful. All is well.
You're fine. So my addendum is that for a while I studied with a Zen monk named Sherry Huber. And Sherry used to say this: we always do what is our priority. We don't want to admit that sometimes. We always do what is our priority. So just think about that. What your priorities are really, not what they should be, but what they are. With awareness, we can shift anything. We can clear up our consciousness clutter and be free to respond to life. Namaste. Okay, so now it is time to bless our offering. So we have Joan and Charlotte who will come up. And our blessing that we recite every Sunday is in the bulletin. And I'm inviting you to visualize your gift, whether you're putting something in the basket or you mail it in or you direct deposit it. There are many, many ways to give. Visualize it and visualize this offering going to create all that is good, all that is love, all that you would like to see this community be. Affirm with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. So it is.
Me feel so young. God makes me feel though spring is sprung. And every time I see God grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that God speaks, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. Spirit just like a couple of tots, we're running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. God makes me feel so young. God makes me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful spring to be sprung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause God makes me feel so young.
songs to be sung. We just need to do it. Wonderful, wonderful. What a pleasure having all of you with us. Okay, it is time now to close our service. We will close with our prayer for protection, followed by our peace song. So, if you will stand, I'd like to invite our chaplains to come up. Chaplains are available to pray with you after the service. If you have a prayer request, they are trained to pray with you affirmatively and to hold whatever you share in confidence. And they can pass it on to me if you request it. Okay? So let us affirm together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is swell. We know James Dillard Freeman didn't write that last line.
We know this one, so let's all sing it together.